What if the world doesn't exist outside your mind, and instead, everything is simply a complex of the sensations that you feel as a person? Ernst Mach, who's also responsible for the term Mach speed, argued that reality is actually just a complex of our own sensations. This means that objects aren't things that exist independently, and they're more just a bundle of our sensory experience of those objects. For example, let's say my juicy fruit gum pack. According to Ernst Mach, this juicy fruit gum pack is not really out there. Rather, it is a collection of what I can see, feel, and perceive. That could include its color, its hardness, its square shape, its resistance to being bent, and if I were to open it up and eat it, even things such as its flavor. But here's the issue you run into if you start to take this seriously or try to think of things in this way. If everything, including this juicy fruit gum pack, is just my sensations, then how am I able to prove that anything outside of my own mind is really real? Through this idea, this Machian idea of sensations, you never really experience matter directly. Rather, it is just the perceptions sort of experiencing themselves throughout your life, pushing forward different symbols, ideas, things of that manner. Now, there's another very common idea that people like to talk about even when they're younger. It's like an intro philosophy idea. They go, what if not only this juicy fruit gum pack isn't real or here, simply being perceived by me, but what if everybody else is fake too? This is called solipsism. It's the idea that only your mind can be known to truly exist. If we compare this to Mach's idea of sensations, I believe that if reality, according to Mach, is just a sensory experience, then the external world all becomes unnecessary and unprovable, and I would extend that to the other people around me. Even if I were to approach a group of friends, they were to say, hey, I also like that juicy fruit gum pack, even though you hold it upside down sometimes, and I like that it's yellow and that it's hard and it's somewhat resistant and it doesn't break in my pocket. Everything that I am hearing at that moment is, of course, perceived again only through my sensations. It's difficult for me to create a barrier between these sort of objects, which make a play on my senses, and the people which make a play on my senses. All of it is being perceived only through me. Now, I got most of this information from Materialism and Imperial-Criticism by Lenin, in which he is trying to address this Machian form of thought that is taking root in some of the materialists or former materialists in the Soviet Union. Lenin's idea is that if you take up this Machian form of thought, similar to how I've just explained, you end up leading to the conclusion that there is not a verifiable, testable world around you that we can agree upon and then build a consensus of science. This, of course, is an issue to the materialist who is trying to form the world around the idea that we are bound to the conditions that we are inside. Our material world impacts us, our material world created us, and we are in constant interaction with it, right? It is constantly deciding what options are available to us, these other forms, right? And this is in contrast to the more popular, widely known idea, which is going to be idealism. What is idealism? We'll tell you next time. Stick around, comrade.
Would you see a light river